Hi, welcome to this video. It's not about ArcoLinux Mate, we're on Mate, but it's actually for anything ArcoLinux based, not even Arco, so ArcoLinux. The question we received, by the way, we have a Telegram group, right? So a Discord group where we keep things strictly ArcoLinux, and a Telegram group can be for anything like chatting and sharing some nice stickers and nice animated GIFs, whatever. It's more of a chat box than anything else. But anyway, there was a question, so serious questions happened there as well, on the Telegram group saying, look, I have this Mate. And again, what I'm going to show you has nothing to do with Mate, has everything to do with our system called ArcoLinux. That's the basis, and then we put our stuff on it, and we have an ArcoLinux version. Everything is in here in English. What if, can I please change to French, is the question there. Yes, of course you can. Now, first off, what you do is you Google probably, right? Maybe you found Ubuntu Mate, and then you see this application and say, okay, there is an application in there somewhere, and you go and have a look and see what you can find. But every distribution is different. And in the control center, we can't find anything. I'm explaining you my train of thoughts that can help you in other systems and other challenges, let's call them that. Opportunities, right? You go and look for Yay. Is anything available on Yay? Because for instance, for Cinnamon, there's something called Mint Locale, so languages. So I would type in language, right? Mint, Mate, language. Is there something? No, it does not seem to be anything for Mate there. So then you have to know ArcoLinux a little bit better, and that's why I want you to send you to two places. There is, of course, the Bible, ArcoLinux Wiki. That's one. And the other where you can find the same information, of course, the same similar information, and that's here in phase 5. If you watch one of these all-in-ones would be great, because all-in-ones start with an ArcoLinux installation, a black screen, and ends up with a beautiful system. In this case, it's 6 and 7 desktop on one, right? So have a look, because in these phases when you go through them, you'll notice that there is something called locale. Your system, ArcoLinux, needs to know in what language do I need to boot up. Do I need to boot up in English, in Chinese, in Russian, in Spanish? It's all there. It's a long list. So what we'll do now is we'll go through these steps, how to change your language. So both of them apply. This one applies, of course, it's the ArchWiki. So we'll take some of these codes and we'll change our Mate. Again, it does apply to anything, does not restrict to a desktop. It's for everything based on Arch. All right, let's go. Ctrl-Alt-T. Sudo nano is an editor, etc locale gen. You go to a file that's connected to a application. So this is the file where there's a long list of all kind of languages, and you'll find the languages somewhere up here. There are some languages here, language code, etc. But I think the best thing is just to Google it, or like in my case, try it out, because French is probably fr, right? So I went through the list and I said, okay, here we start with the fr. And I don't know what K is, CA there, maybe Canada, and sh, Switzerland, I don't know, French, probably Luxembourg, maybe. So I did a guess and I said, I'm gonna take this one and I'm gonna save it. So Control X is gonna save it. Yes, enter. That's what I pressed. That's how I did everything. Now, if you do the application that's linked to it is called locale generate me, so it's almost similar, locale gen. And then you see that you've added an extra line. French is there, but still English is there. And maybe that's also an interesting thing to share. If you reopen it and then you go to English US and you say, found it, but it's hashtagged out. Keep pressing page down, and here you find the line. Locale is enabled by Calamares. So we are using ArcoLinux. We take Calamares, a graphical installer, and he added a line. Instead of making it up there, he's just said, let's put it at the end and let's put it there. So if you don't want English anymore, you just don't want the mix, because you can do that as well, of course. Because in LightDM at the front, when you log out, you see at the top left a choice of languages. So you can choose your language there. So let's just assume you don't want it anymore. A Control X is gonna exit. Do you want to save? Yes, sure. I press yes, the Y there, and then enter, and it's done. I need to run this application again to generate my languages again, and English is out. Okay, so that's one thing. Generate from a long list, great. And then the next thing is go to etc the locale.conf, and in here is also English US. No, you say it has to be fr, and in capital letters fr. So if to write it down, it has to be correct. Control X, yes, enter. That's done as well. Now there's one thing to do. I'm gonna unset the language. Well, let's first do locale. Okay, this is English, obviously. Unset language. I do it again, and everything is now POSIX, some kind of language, right? Now, so it's cleaned, it's out, there's nothing left. And what I'm gonna do is just one more locale, sudo locale generate. So before I reboot, I've done that, and that seems to work. So afterwards, not sure if it's necessary again. So please let me know underneath if it's required or not. Now we have to cut the video in two, because I need to reboot. There's one thing that's important for people who have an auto login, and I always auto login. I like that. And my system is just on there, and everything starts to sync, and everything starts to run. Discord, Telegram, everything runs. I don't want a login. So if you have an auto login, like it's gonna auto login, right? So just log out again, log back in again, and you'll see the language will be okay. That's a trick to remember, because I thought, what's happening, right? Just log out and log back in. So done with the speech, booting up again.